Okie doke. I just did it, Patrick, and that means you and I are broadcasting.
We are live.
Hello, good sir.
How are you this evening, fine sir?
I am complaintless.
Well, I'm loving your backdrop. You've such beautiful stuff. I'm loving that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Your backdrop is very minimalist.
Yes, we're looking rather Spartan tonight. It is the decor of the courtyard of Marriott. That is my decor tonight. So on the road, calling in from a hotel, and really knocking wood that the internet will stay strong and we can have a good sail together without any delays.
Wonderful. And I will not tell anybody where you are, unless that's up to sometimes you can tell where I am, but I've done it from on the road before too. And sometimes you just don't want to say, well, yeah, I'm in this hotel on the corner of 8th and Vine, and you don't know who's going to knock at your door.
And it's one of those cases. Like, I love when people reach out to me and say hi and you want to meet up. But I've got a day job and I am traveling for my day job. So I'm literally I woke up, I left my house at 4:30 in the morning this morning, and I've been going all day flying and then doing appointments, and then I'm doing an entire week of these visits, just meeting upon meeting upon meeting. I'll probably put about 1,000 miles on the car by the time I'm done for this month or this week. So I don't want to feel people like, oh, hey, just swing by for lunch, or hey, meet me at this great antique shop. I don't have the time to do it. So yeah, it's easier. Just like, I'm a man of mystery. I'm in a courtyard somewhere in America, and they all look the same, so you'll never know.
That's all they need to know.
Yep, that's all you need to know. But related to that, so I am gone all this week. So if you do purchase anything from me this evening, I will not be able to likely invoice it until I am back home this weekend. So just if there's immediate need, can't imagine anything's going to be a pressing need, but if you got a birthday present or something you're buying, just be aware I might be able to invoice before I get home, but I certainly won't be able to ship before I get home. So just keep that in mind. And I will be shipping everything from Chicago.
Okay. So it's all portable.
Yes, I very purposely, got the Unbreakable sale. What can not break in my suitcase, and more importantly, what can fit in my suitcase, because I've gone for traveling for a week in business suits, and I did not check a bag. So I'm shoving everything into this carry-on. Like, okay, what fits? This.
You're going to be rinsing out underwear in the bathroom sink, aren't you?
Sometimes it's got to do. Yeah, people that think business travel is sexy don't do business travel. So.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't really do business travel, but that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, there are some high points, but I will just say leaving for the airport at 4:30 in the morning, not something. And there's all kinds of people on the road. I'm like, what are you people doing? I am not a morning person.
Well, Patrick, we better say hello to some folks.
And absolutely.
I just sort of randomly, because I don't see it all, but it looks like the crowd is here. And, but that's the crowd we can see. But how about all those folks we can't see? The 350 of you that are at home watching your TV sets, we're so glad you're here as well. And so just hi, chat.
And yeah, happy you're here. And hey, even if you don't comment, we hope you learned something tonight. I hope you have fun, because that's what it's about.
And when I tilt from side to side, you're going to be able to see a reflection.
Yes.
So
we can watch the lag.
Yes. I can't see what's going on right in front of me because I'm broadcasting on my cell phone, but way up there is a big screen TV. Well, not that big. And I can actually see that. So that makes it a little bit easier for me to see what's going on.
I'm trying to watch the little comments on StreamYard, and then when you see the top of my head, it's me looking down at my phone. So I'm trying to watch on the phone. Because for those of you who are new, Scott and I are seeing things in one timeline. You guys, you'll see a different delay on in the actual stream. So we will try and keep that into consideration when we do our offer ups. When we are counting down, he and I will not end the stop until we can see that countdown in our phones. So for those who are new and did not know how this worked, Anything you want to summarize? I see most of the names I'm recognizing. You've got a good crowd tonight.
Yeah, we do. I guess I don't see, what is it, about 160 or so?
Yeah, that's what I've got to see right now.
Let's see. I will either invoice tonight or first thing tomorrow morning.
Such a show off.
Well, it is my full-time, I'm very regimented with that. So I'm
And why do we like Unbreakables? Easy to ship. So it's easy to package. So we can get things out quick.
And something different, just the kind of
Absolutely.
I think
you always sell beautiful breakable things. It's also always nice to have some original and unique unbreakable things. I've got a couple of unique things. I did pack a bunch of stuff in my suitcase, but I couldn't resist. I did drive by I don't remember what it was called, but it's like a kind of like a thrift shop, kind of like a consignment shop, secondhand shop. I don't know what it is. And I popped in. I'm like, okay, I'm going to find one thing. And I actually found two things that I added to the collection. So they may make an appearance tonight, just to mix it up a little bit.
Oh, okay. So, basically things are unbreakable. We stretch it a little bit. I don't know, Patrick, I'm sure it didn't. I put out a preview video a couple hours earlier this afternoon, and I said I'm going to break the rules tonight, but every now and then Patrick breaks them, I break them.
Absolutely.
And I think that it'll be okay once I show you what it is I've got.
Well, and technically, one of the items I have, if you try really hard, you could smash it, so you could break it. But in general.
Yeah. For the most part, we steer clear of glass and pottery.
I still love it. Still love to sell it. But it's kind of, like I said, it's nice to have something different.
That's right. And
then you've got your other sales. You've got the two chap sales with David. So, you've got places to sell the fine wares.
Yeah, the stuff that needs lots of bubble wrap and packing paper.
And you're a big one. You pack very well. I haven't received too many. I gotten a few things from you, and it's like, wow.
Well, thank you. I try my best to do that. I guess I can't think of anything except blah blah blah.
If anyone has questions, put them in the chat. The chat will help answer questions, and we will do our best. And if we don't say hi to everyone, it's because there are 179 people right now. So kind of the chat's flying by. But we do appreciate everyone here.
Yes, we do. And we're going to go back and forth. I think what I'll do, just to kill a few more minutes before we actually start the sale, if it would be okay with you, Patrick, I kind of do want to explain one little thing I'm doing tonight that's slightly different just for me. And it has to do with something that I'm selling tonight that is kind of breakable, but not that breakable. I will tell you that anybody who wins an item tonight, right, has a chance. I've got 11 of these. Try to break it. They didn't make them like this for. So anyway, these are going to be $6 a piece. Only 4 to a customer, so we can spread it out if you want one. So what you have to tell me is, once we tell you, congratulations, Gloria Clapsaddle, you won, we'll then say, hey, Gloria, do you want a mug? If Gloria does, you can tell me whether you want 1, 2, 3, or 4 until they run out. And they're $6 each. That's the real deal. These are the World Ultima China, not made in China, but China. And is that the classic skinny diner mug?
That is a great look. Absolutely great look.
And you got to do it this way.
There you go.
So none of them are cracked or chipped. But these have been used in a diner. And so only 1 or 2, there's a little bit of roughness just from heavy dishwasher use and, spoons and all that kind of thing. But nothing that would make you go, ooh, I don't want to use it. They're wonderful. So I've got 11 of them. Anybody who wins something tonight has a chance to say if they want 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and they'll be $6 each.
And they're probably like a pound a piece. Like those things are thick walled. That coffee's staying hot for a long time.
I think they are a pound a piece. They're heavy. They're heavy. And not unbreakable, but
You got to work for it. It's like Corel. They sold Corel saying it was unbreakable. Yeah. Give me a chance.
Well,
I've broken many pieces of Corel dinnerware.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yes. And it's like a weapon. Once you break Corel, it is shards of glass. I mean, that stuff is death. So yes.
Well, I was just going to announce, I don't need to keep a baseball bat under the bed in case there's an intruder. All I need to do is knock them out with one of these.
I just happenstance. I think I was at the airport this morning. I'm planning a vacation coming up, so I was looking for things to do, and it was a speakeasy that I found, and it was a little video, and they serve all of their cocktails in a coffee mug, and you held up that mug, and I'm like, that's exactly what they look like. It was this 1930s style, had that tapered waist to it. And so that was their whole thing. It's like, hey, they serve it so that as a speakeasy during Prohibition, if they got raided, oh, I'm just drinking coffee. Yeah, that's how they serve their drinks.
Cool. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Well, how about that? Super duper Superman.
See, I'm not alone. Allie's saying that she has broken those dishes as well.
Is that what it says? Allie Monty, I have broken those dishes too.
They claim they're unbreakable, but that's just a challenge. They said that about the Titanic too. Unsinkable.
Indeed. Patrick, I'm going to enlarge you, and you've got the floor.
All right. Well, we're going to start things out. I brought a couple lots of jewelry. So, Scott, give me a random number between 1 and 3.
3.
All right. You picked the Art Deco lot.
Ooh.
So, we are going to do offer ups. Are you willing to start do the starts and stops for me?
Oh, you want me to? Yes.
You do mine and I'll do yours?
Nope, I'll do it. I need to open up my laptop, so if you don't mind doing the...
Oh, no, I can do all of them then. I'm sorry.
Nope, it's right here on the floor. It'll only take me a moment, but if you do the first one, that'll give me a chance to open up this laptop.
Okay, so this is a $10 start, and what you get is a pair of brooches. And I'm thinking these are like an Art Deco style at least, but I do think there are some age to these, and I will show you. So one... Just talking about speakeasies, you've got this absolutely fantastic champagne bottle in a champagne bucket with the bubbles done as square cut rhinestones. It's a white metal. See on the back, the clasp may have been replaced because you can see the one part of the clasp is actually gold, where the other one is still white metal or gold tone. So I do believe there's been a repair to the clasp at some point. But hey, who's looking at the clasp? It's got these great baguette cut rhinestones down at the bottom. Just an absolutely unique, wear it for New Year's Eve, wear it anytime you're celebrating. It is a bucket of champagne. And with it, you get this, I'm sure there's a term for this, but you get this oval with the ribbon kind of coming down with all of the, I don't know, those pave diamonds. Again, they're all rhinestone or fake, just glass. But you've got all those little inset stones. And this one is, I think, a little bit older because, see how close, well, it's going to show up here. It has the old-fashioned C clasp. It does not have the lobster claw or the roll. It just hooks. And the pin itself is quite a bit longer than where it hooks. So that's always a sign of some age as well. So you've got $10 start. You get both of these. And I'm not seeing any takers, so I'm just going to stop it.
All right.
Wait. Nope, as I started typing, Jenny Mack started in at 10. So, okay. Thanks, Jenny. So I'll go ahead and count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Thank you, Elderly Poodle, if it's 17. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Now I will watch in my phone for the actual closing. Looks like I've got a little bit of a lag. I was afraid of that on my hotel internet. Okay, I see my hand, and we have a stop. All right, looks like Elderly Poodle was trying to protect her bid, so that was unnecessary. Elderly Poodle gets them at 17. So thank you so much, Poodle. You get the pair of brooches, and I've got to find something to write down because I forgot to grab a pen and paper. So I will step away for a moment. Once I do your start, I will step away, Scott.
Oh, okay. Then I'll tell you that my start on the next item is going to be $15.
Okay.
And we're going to look for an opening bid of $15 on two 1930s items. That means it's going to have that green on it. How about a rolling pin? And when the cookies are ready, you've got to let everybody know. Isn't this great? So this brass bell has a wooden green handle. Who knows what it was used for? Probably the 30s, because we love that color. And you also get a wonderful old 1930s rolling pin. And that's got absolutely the original paint on the handles.
Laura's got you started at 15.
And it's clean. It doesn't smell like rancid linseed oil or anything. So I don't see any reason why you couldn't make cookies with it. 1930s rolling pin and a little dinner bell. Shall I tinkle it once more?
Tinkle, tinkle.
Ooh.
Little star.
There it is. Well, it looks like Carmen says, I have the same rolling pin. You do, Carmen. What do you make with it? Do you make raviolis? I'm not Italian. I guess you don't make raviolis with a rolling pin. Anyway, let's count it down.
You do. You got to press out the noodles.
No, I don't know.
You got to put the pasta down, and then you fill it, and then you crimp it. So it's a multi-step process, which is why I don't bother.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't know that.
Chef Boyardee is fine for me.
I will ask you, are you able to do the stop?
Yes.
Okay.
I am watching.
Okay. So again, bid like you mean it. Moving right along, getting ready to count it down. I think there's a bid out there somewhere. So
yes.
10, 9. You get both of them. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Now you roll on over there.
I'm watching for the countdown in the video to find the lag.
Okie doke. I'll bring us both back while that's happening.
And I see the hand, and we stop. All right, let me refresh really quick because it looks like somebody might have come in right after I refreshed.
Okay.
All right. Looks like Lori Perry picked it up right before the stop at $24.
Okay, that's the rolling pin and the bell at 24 to the Perrys. Lori, you let me know if you want a mug or 2 or 3 or 4 or none, and I'll keep my eyes out on the chat if you'd like any of the mugs. They are classic diner, old diner mugs, and they are $6 each. So you just let me know if you want any of those, and we'll run with it. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to bring Patrick back. Thank you, everybody who bid. Patrick, let's bring you back, and I will we'd like 4 mugs. You'll have it. How's that orange juice machine working for you? Oh, I love that picture that you sent me.
Awesome.
Four of the mugs, I've got you. And thank you.
All right. So I put in my own start, so you don't have to worry about it, Scott.
Oh, I'm ready when you want me to.
So I've got the start in there for $6. It's a $6 start, and this is for a pair of carte de visite, or CDVs, old cabinet cards. But reason I am selling these together, and you can see they're related, even on the front. Well, can't really tell they personally are related. But you can see both of them were done by a photographer named Floyd in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. But thanks to the diligence of their Aunt Millie or whoever, they actually put their names on the back. So this one is Al Mater. And this one is Minnie Driver Mater. I'm sure no relation to the Minnie Driver. Minnie Driver Mater, sister-in-law of Al Mater. So not blood relations. We've got a man and his sister-in-law, but I kind of felt like they should stay together. And I thought they were kind of a cool, these look great in vignettes. Got the great sepia tone coloring. Got family from Pennsylvania. You can have a connection to Lock Haven. $6. You get both of them because I do want to keep them together. And we are going to be going through pretty quickly tonight. Again, some of these things were small enough. I just got really, really dark. Small enough to go into my suitcase and sturdy enough so they did not get bent. So really nice condition. No, funkiness on the edges. Really nice, sturdy, and the writing on the back. Don't see any bids on this, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop it and kill it in the chat and send it over to you, Scott.
Okay, and I'm sure we'll bring those back for the closing. And Patrick, I have got 20. We'll start at $20 on this next item, and this next item is for Christmas time. Look at that. Okay, it stands 22 inches tall, and based on the hard plastic and just the design of it, I'm going to say the 50s and the 60s. We're going to say mid-century, post-World War II. The felt on, or the little, that is broken on, the little paper stuff is broken on the bottom. But that's a hard plastic in good shape, and I will try to pull this back so you can see the whole thing. I don't know how well I'm going to do with that. This is twisted wire. I'll hold it still. So this is the twisted wire here. And then the artificial greenery. And then you've got those little, the holly and the ivy, the little boop boop on the end. And so sad, what? I don't know what that, okay, so $20 is where we're going to start on this. And it's, again, as I said, it's about 22 inches tall. 1950s, 60s. Would very much.
Jenny, starting you with 20?
Thank you, Jenny. Jenny, I'm working on your stuff. It's boxes and boxes, and I'm working on it because you told me to hold it, but you told me to go ahead and ship it, and I'll let you know when it's all coming, okay? So you'll know that you'll have about 8 boxes coming to you, Jenny. This will actually fit down into a 12 by 12 by something without me having to fold all of these up. It's wire and they will push up, but when I slide it down in the box like this, they might push up just a little tiny bit, but not much. Reminds you somewhat of the Victorian era feather trees, and if you didn't want it shaped like this, you can reshape it so that they stick straight out. They're always kind of funny looking to me when they stick straight out, but I know a lot of those old feather trees, they did stick straight out.
And they show off the ornaments really nicely with that. I had one for a while, and it's like just, no branches are in the way.
Yes,
showcases. So there's a pros and cons.
Well, this is nice because if you've got those, choice antique ornaments, you can have a little tree somewhere and put those old glass ornaments on there, and you can display them nicely. So I'm not sure where we are with the bidding, but we're counting it down. I guess we have an opening bid of 20.
You do?
Okay, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
All right, I'm watching through the lag, waiting for your hand gestures to come up.
Ooh.
I see the hand.
You do.
And stop.
Okay.
All right, looks like it's Jenny Mac at 20.
Jenny Mac at 20. Girl, you got a great deal on that thing. Congratulations, Jenny. You're going to love it. There used to be a furniture store here. You're going to love it at Levitt's. I'm not gonna do that. That's the only time I'm gonna do that. Okay, Patrick.
Okay, a while back, I think it was on Scott's channel during one of the Unbreakable sales. I had a bunch of French language ephemera, and so I've got one more piece. This one is small enough to fit into my suitcase. So this is a start. I'll put it in here. Start of $5.
Did you do it, or I can do it?
I'm
Patrick.
doing it. I got it.
Do you want me to? Okay.
And what this is, oops, got the wrong side, is an unused, and it's actually unfolded. So this is supposed to be a little card. It is a ration card for 1920, French ration card for sugar. So you've got anyone who's studying French, it would be a great little gift for that. Again, a great little backdrop for Bastille Day, for any sort of vignette you've got. You've got the front. You could go ahead and fold it. I won't do that. But inside, you've got the description of the ration for the sugar, and more importantly, you can see all of the dates of when you were allowed to get the sugar. So the way this would work, you can see the edge has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the dates, and even if you don't know French, you could kind of figure out that says January, February, March, April. What would end up happening is you would cut each one of those little coupons off, turn that in, and that gave you 750 grams of sugar in January. Oh. Then you finish that, and you get cut the next one, you get it in February. And if you miss a month, you're out. You didn't get to carry them over. So you could trade them with friends. It's like your own little S&H green stamps or something. But it's just kind of a cool little card. I picked it up with that same lot of French ephemera. And I didn't know what to do with it. It may end up on eBay eventually, but I was basically digging around thinking for small things that would fit into my briefcase. And this fit the bill. Ooh, yeah. So again, we're going to go through things relatively quickly. And this was a $5 start. And I do not see any bids on this at all. So I will go ahead and stop it in the chat. Oh. Well, Karen Williams came in for 5 as I typed stop. I will go ahead and I just refreshed. She's actually above the stop. So I will go ahead and count it down for Karen. 10, 9. So we got $5. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. I'm sure that will go to Karen, but I just want to be fair. And watching for the lag. And hey, Dee. And we are stopped. And I think Jenny did answer your question. Did you see that?
Yeah, Jenny, I did
no
that.
Thanks on the mugs.
I wrote to her in the chat if she wanted any mugs, and she did not.
She said no. Yeah, Melody was asking that she had not. So yes, we are caught up. And Karen Williams gets the sugar ration card for $5. Thanks, Karen. And I still need to invoice you for those butter pats. So I will do that when I get home as well. So we put it all together.
Okay. Next, $20. $20 is what we're asking for the pair of these. Thank you, Harriet Etter 9321. She wrote to me and she said, Scott, I have some of those Japanese dolls. This particular one, and I've got 2 of them. That one is Hanko. I'm not going to get the pronunciation right. Her name is Hanako. This Sakura Ninja or cherry doll portrays the kabuki character performing the dance of the 7 hats, and she's got 1 hat, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's got all 7 hats. Blah blah blah. Interpretation of a Japanese folk tale. The doll is commercially made and dates to the 1950s. Her hair is silk. Her face is painted silk. Yes, and I was delighted because when I found these, I knew they were older than some of the ones I had seen in the 70s, because some of the ones in the 70s, the faces are plastic and the hands are plastic. I have to tell you, these are so cool. Now you're going to get both of these. Whatever was in her hands is gone. We'll look at her in a minute. But here is the one who's doing her dance of the 7 hats. I thought these were trash can lids. No, I'm just kidding. But I love these, and it's going to be $20 for both of them. Let's zoom in as best I can. The faces are like a painted silk. The clothing, now, this was just something. I love them. How tall are they? I don't know. You are, 12, 13, 14, 15 inches tall, maybe.
Danny's starting you at 20.
The outfits are wonderful. And it's all this sort of padded silk here, and the hands and the face. Aren't these delightful?
Amazing. Oh, so, Poodle bumped you up to 40.
She seems to be complete with her dance of the 7 hats. Unless she's hiding something back there in that bustle-looking thing on the back. And I know it's not a bustle. Somebody told me, and I forget. Here's her friend. You're going to have to put something back in her hands because whatever it was, it fell out. But look at her lovely face and hair. This is all painted. The faces are not plastic. There's it's like painted silk, and the outfits are just beautiful. So if you love Japanese culture, these would just be for decorative arts. And I imagine it was something that wasn't that expensive to buy in the 1950s. Maybe it was something that someone bought as a souvenir and then brought home. So you'll get both of them together. I think they make a lovely pair. And you just jump in case there are any questions, Patrick, that I can't see from where I'm sitting.
No questions, but you are up to 40 by Poodle.
Okay.
So Saturday Sewing thinks it was a paper parasol. I would vote for a fan.
I think it should.
Melody thinks she's holding a stringed instrument.
I think you should stick a trombone in there and let her play some jazz. They don't smell like. No, they have no smell at all. Sometimes people want to know, have they been in a basement and do they stink? No, they smell lovely. There's no moth damage but they're from the 50s, and so we'll count them down. 10, you ready? 10.
Yep.
I have to put one down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And I should be playing my Japanese version of Buttons and Bows. Everybody loves that when I have that as some of my background music.
All right, see the gesture, and we've got the stop. All right, I think you finished off with Poodle at $40.
Okay, thank you so much. Poodle at 40, and let me know if you would like any of the classic diner mugs at $6 each. If you want any of them, you can have up to 4 of them. And so I'll keep my eyes up here on that screen, and I'll bring Patrick back as I'm looking to see. And thank you, Poodle, and thank you, everybody else.
All right.
Well, a lot of people like it, so.
Absolutely. Those are great. Great price, too. All right. I see you're Japanese and raise you more Japanese. So this was something I happened to bring. It comes in this little folder, which is for Rikkyo University, Tokyo. Everyone gets your remedial Roman numeral lessons. I get your lesson books out because you don't see Roman numerals in the 19th century all that often. So the university was founded in 1874. Yes, that is what that is saying. And it's this little envelope that is currently empty because I took out the item that was inside. a silk scarf.
Oh,
So let's see. Does it have, is it directional? Looks like a stained glass window.
that's beautiful.
I think that's up. Some great bold colors. This was never used. It was some sort of a premium or a gift or something because it was sealed. There's like a little bit of the remnants of the sticker on there. It was sealed in this little folder. So I don't know if they would have mailed it. Got a little cardboard insert, which is folded to the size of the scarf. I forgot to bring my tape measure, so that's on me. So I did some quick, you get creative when you're a reseller on the fly. So I took a sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper, and best I can tell, this is 32 by 32. Because when it's folded down to the size that fit into the folder, each one of these panels was about 8 inches wide. So we're 32 by 32. It is in absolutely perfect condition. It does have the tag of its maker called Tobu. I don't know if there's any meaning to that. But the tag itself is in Japanese. So you can see, for some reason, it's not wanting to show up. There we go. You can see the 100%, and that is the symbol for silk. So we've got 100% silk scarf with this great stained glass pattern to it.
They're asking the size of it.
So 32 by 32
Okay.
would be the size. And I will, Lisa, I would say it feels like silk and it's 100% something. So if anyone knows they're Japanese, I can probably do Google chat and see if that's there, but I would say yes, this is 100% silk. Oh, and it does have an insert. This letter was with it. Also all in Japanese, but 1990. So you can see that this was something that was gifted in May of 1990. So again, it's tied to the university. So I don't know if the pattern, I didn't look up that university. I don't know if the pattern, maybe there's a, Japanese, maybe they've got a building that has that window in there. I have no idea. But that is the item that's up. I do not see any takers. So I will stop in the chat and wait. I cannot type. And we will stop it.
So we'll bring that back. For $20, I don't think you're going to find one in any better condition than this. I believe 100% that this has not been repainted. Usually if people repaint these, they're pretty sloppy about it. And they come in different colors. It's a Juice-O-Matic or Juice-O-Mat. You know what that is. This thing is immaculate. It was either new old stock or somebody just didn't use it. But this is heavy. And boy, look at how streamlined and Art Deco that is from the 40s. This is another thing you could knock somebody out with. Boy, I'm getting very violent tonight, aren't I? I don't know where that's coming from because I'm a very...
You didn't have to pack your stuff in a suitcase. You've
true.
got the heavy hitter stuff.
So I'll tell you what, we will pull up on this handle and look at how clean the innards are on that.
Wow.
That is super duper Superman. And this has not, I am convinced this has not been repainted. I've seen this, if we look at it, I've seen white, what other colors? I've seen some other colors, but that thing, people are asking about the diner mugs. The diner mugs are only being offered tonight to those who actually win something. I mean, so if there are any left over at the end of the night, then we'll do that. But right now, the diner mugs, if you win something, you get an opportunity to choose a diner mug, to buy the diner mugs. So anyway, this thing is, and I didn't use it, but there's absolutely no reason why it wouldn't work. Okay, sis, is that
Eugene
okay?
Justice says they've got one and it works great.
Oh, it's so heavy.
I was gonna say it's got to, just the sheer pressure. The orange just will have to submit.
Oh my gosh, this has to be Bethlehem steel. I'm telling you right now. Becky Leslie has the opening bid of
No,
20.
Jenny Mack had the opening bid at 20. So Becky, you may want to refresh
Okay.
because Becky came in at the same price.
Okay. Very, very American, streamlined, very 40s looking, and probably
Saturday Sewing, Becky upped it, but then Saturday Sewing brought you to 28.
Okay. I'm going to have to put this thing down because I don't need to do any tricep or bicep stuff today. So let's count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, wah, 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 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
Cheryl Miller's got you up to 40. I'm watching
Ready to
the
be
countdown.
used. Ooh, that thing is.
Don't hurt yourself. Wait. Okay, I'm watching for the. Okay, I've got your hand. Counting down. And stop. All right. Looks like Jenny Mack got in right before the stop at 46.
And unless Jenny has changed her mind, she does not want to purchase any mugs. So, Jenny, that will be yours at 46. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who placed bids. And let's take it back to the trusty huckster.
All right. So my next one is a $6 start. And I've changed what I was going to show next because Mark Peterson put in the chat that your juicer looked like a Dalek. And that was too much of a lead in. Because my next item is something I picked up today. So for those who do not know, I do have a full-time day job. And as my day job, I sell to libraries. So that is where I'm visiting right now. I'm visiting public libraries. And if you've never visited your public library, first, shame on you. But they have book sales all the time. And I just happened in this library I was visiting today, they had a rummage sale over the weekend. And a lot of the stuff was still there. And one of the things they had were all of these complete sets of Doctor Who collector's cards. So each one has the checklist and it has all of the cards that are associated with it. And one of them is villains. So I'm going to see if I can find the villain card because that's all about the Daleks. And so for Mark Peterson, there we go. Just because Mark talked about the Daleks. So first, this is just an example. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sets. So you get the checklist on the back. You get a countdown of all the different cards that you could collect. And you can see these are dated 1996 based on the 1973 BBC show. You can see Daleks Inside Out, the birth of the Daleks, metaphor of the Daleks. And then these are the cards. So you've got the villains. You got the Dalek with Parliament Big Ben behind it. That's the invasions of Earth. This one is the Daleks Inside Out. The birth of the Daleks. Metaphor of the Daleks. So these are all images, evolution of the Cybermen, because again, this is the villains, not just the Daleks, but hey, Daleks are pretty villainous. Invasion of the Cybermen. So for Doctor Who fans, these are fantastic. Weapons of the Cybermen. So you get all of the villain cards, which are all screenshots from the television. So that's one set. Let's just randomly open this other set. Oh, we got more villains. Didn't even realize that. So this is checklist number 3 of the villains. So let's see, what's this first one? Oh, souvenirs of the Daleks. So we've got all kinds of stuff. More villains, but they're not all villain cards. Let me find one that's not a villain set. This is a little bit thicker. This is Adventures. So we've got The Power of Kroll. And I see you, Val. Thank you for your opening bid, and I will count it down soon. So these are, again, from the 90s. But this one is from 1979. This was first aired in 1979. So Yeah, I just like Kathy. Yeah, Kathy said everyone has their favorite. Doctor Who's, David Tennant, Matt Smith. These all seem to be from 1979, but there's a mix. So these are adventures. So you get all of these sets, and what's cool about them is they all have a little checklist and show that these are all. I didn't check every single one of them, but they appear to all be complete. So I've got the opening bid, so I'll go ahead and count it down: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Watching my countdown. There's my hand gestures. All right, I've got to stop. So that goes to Val, I believe it was Val M. Yep, for $6. Thanks, Val.
Okay, we will continue with that tin. $20 is where we'll start. And it's 8.5 inches tall. I love this tin. I've had it for years. It's time for somebody else to love it for years. It's funny because as I'm talking, it is sympathetically echoing inside. That's the law of acoustics, right? I think.
Don't let me go.
Yes, it's saying no, but it is echoing. The lid will come right off, but let's take a look at the tin itself. There's no
Tina's
date.
starting you off at 20.
There is no date, but we must be somewhere in at least the Depression era on it. It doesn't say Christmas anywhere on it, but oh, is that the Christmas candy we remember? And we can still buy this Christmas candy today. I'll let you look at all four sides. It's in remarkably good condition, and it's a tin that I don't know how easily you come across it, but it's Metro Pure Hard Candies, the Metro Chocolate Company of Brooklyn, New York, 5 pounds. And this might have been where they wrote the price, or maybe the local grocery, whoever sold it, confectioner, might have stamped something on there. But we can see that. And then we have the candy on this side. All four sides are exceptionally good. Not a reproduction. That's the bottom of it. There's the top of it. And I've kept this in the attic, and I bring it out at Christmas time. And when I decorated this Christmas and put my Christmas video up, I started scaling back some of the things that I have because I just have too much.
Regina brought you to 23.
Regina, thank you.
Tina brought you to 25.
We'll count this beautiful tin down if there are no questions. It is not dented. There are very few scratches on it. And
Bonnie's suggesting a small Christmas tree in that, and that actually would look really cool.
Oh, that would be cute to put a Christmas tree in it and have
one of those little feather trees.
Have that as the Christmas tree stand. What a wonderful idea. I even love the way that the lid is threaded, which is a little different. All right, we'll count this 10 down. Ooh, I want to eat that candy. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Regina brings you to 35.
5, 4, 3. Can you hear me echo in there? 2, 1. That's it. Hello.
Okay, starting seeing the countdown. Oh, you stopped the countdown. More countdown. And we are stopped. Looks like Regina Rainey got it for 35.
Regina, thank you, Regina Rainey. And Regina, if you are interested in any of the diner mugs, let me know, or you can pass. They're $6 each, and I still have some left. Regina. Rainy.
All right.
I'm going to take it over to you, Patrick, while I watch to see if Regina.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Thank you,
All right.
everyone. Thank you.
I put my start in. She's, Regina's passing. So my start is a $10 start. And what this is a set of 10 World War II era postcards from Camp Roberts, California. So these were going to go up on eBay as a lot, and I just never got them listed. And because they were all set, they're all individually packed and stacked together very nicely. They fit into my luggage for this trip. So we have firing of the 75 millimeter gun. Apologize because of the sleeves. There's a little bit of a glare. I didn't want to take them all out. We've got the mess hall at Camp Roberts.
You've got opening bids, Patrick.
Excellent. We'll see who came in first there. Let you monitor that. We've got the trucks are 155 millimeter guns on the road. Then we've got communications section, Camp Roberts, California. None of them have been posted, so these are all blank on the back. This is looking north across Camp Roberts, California. Now, I'll admit, I don't know where in California Camp Roberts is. I did not think to look that up, but I really liked the fact that these were labeled and all of them were available together. Parading to the target range, Camp Roberts, California. Regimental review, great troop photo. Oops, stuck to the one behind it. Put the camp in the background. We do not have a specific date because they were never mailed. So there is no copyright on the. There's no copyright on the actual photo stamps, but based on what they're wearing and some of the equipment that they're showing, I would say these are World War II era. Although that hat makes me think it's World War I, but I was assuming World War II. Erecting a pup tent at Camp Roberts. So I would put these into the 40s. Selectee with mask and an automatic rifle. So I don't think that's World War I. Although he does have those things around his legs. Oh, San Miguel, California. Thank you, Amelia. So there's a set of 10. And then the living quarters at Camp Roberts. So a great literal snapshot in time, all turned into postcard. They're all 1 cent stamps on the back, so that also helps them age. But I think it became 2 cents at 1952.
I believe the highest bid right now is $25 to a Florida Golden Girl. I believe
that's what I see as well.
Everybody, just remember to refresh your screens so that you're up to date.
I'll count them down. 5, 10, 9, 8, 7. Check out the equipment too. I think that makes it World War II. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. 150 miles south of Monterey and close to the 101 freeway. Okay. Does it still exist? Maybe that's why I hadn't heard of it. Okay, counting down. And stop. Okay, so that went to a Florida Golden Girl for $25. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll continue on. Once again, thank you everybody for joining me and Patrick tonight. We're really glad that you're here and hope that you're doing well. And looking forward to the Lenten season coming up and springtime and all of that wonderful stuff, right? March is right around the corner. Look, I've got a biscuit tin made in England. Oh my goodness, $14 is where we'll start. Doesn't it look like cloisonne?
Love those tins.
But it's not cloisonne.
Is it Daher?
Pardon?
Is it Daher? Daher?
It's very, all I can make out is made in England because it's stamped on the inside. So I'm looking at it
Right.
in reverse on here. And the reason I can't see it on the inside is the inside has a lot of surface oxidation. If you're gonna want to put anything in it, you're gonna have to take an SOS pad. Yes, I said an SOS pad inside. That won't hurt it. That won't hurt it because it is not the lid, but the inside. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
So it's not rusted
They
through.
were storing something wet.
It's solid. Sorry, I should have warned you. So it's not rusted through. Don't worry. Don't think, oh, it's going to fall apart. But if you're going to put anything in it, clean it. So all I can really see is made in England. So I couldn't tell you if it's who the manufacturer was. I just loved the fact that it had this really neat cloisonne look to it.
Yeah.
Not dented. It has a nice attached handle. The lid goes off and on. And
I wanted to comment really quick so I don't forget. Florida Golden Girl was saying she's going to donate the postcards to a local museum. I will look to see if I've got other military postcards for you, and I'll throw those into the mix so you can put those part of your donation. So appreciate the. I think that's great that you're doing that, and appreciate the price that you paid for them. So
very good. So $14 is where we start on the English biscuit tin.
All right, Gina Maki started you at 14, and Tina Bradford brought you up to 20.
What does this thing measure? 6 inches tall, another 10 inches tall up to the top of the handle when the handle is up like that. So very pretty. So clean it out with an SOS pad. Then if you really want to, you can spray some lacquer inside and really, really seal it up inside, depending on what you're going to put in it or what you're going to do with it. Normally I clean things. I just didn't have a chance. What year on this? Kind of hard to tell. So I won't guess. I'll let everybody else guess. Patrick, I don't know.
Based on that style, I put that, and because I actually collected those tins for a while, I would put that into the 60s.
I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
This is all reversed underneath.
Right.
So
super cool mod. Yeah, I think that would look great in a great 60s motif.
10. No, I guess I'll go ahead and count it down. Ready? Any questions? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Have a biscuit. Okay. And don't let me forget to ask you if you want any mugs.
Watching for the flag. Okay, Patsy M came in at 23. Okay, I see the countdown. More people are coming in. Here it goes. 5, 3, 2, 1. Stop.
Okay.
All right, you got a couple people. Okay, I need to refresh because looks like somebody came in. All right, I am seeing Tina Bradford just snuck in before the stop at 26.
Oh, Tina, thank you. Thank you, everyone who placed bids. Tina, if you would like any of the diner mugs, they're $6 each. You can have up to 4 of them. Just let me know in the chat. I'll keep my eyes open and I will make a note of that. But Tina Bradford, that cloisonne looking tin is yours. And I thank you. I'll continue to watch the screen. Patrick, the floor.
All right.
You.
I've got my next one is a $12 start. And I did pack several pieces of jewelry because, hey, they're small and easy to pack. And they are unbreakable. So this is another case where you get both. So you get these amethyst look stones, purple stones. You get both of them for $12. This is not choice. You get them both.
Oh,
now, the bar one, it has a gold tone to it. And you can see there's baguettes there in the middle, as well as bezel set circular stones, clear stones along the edges. And then you've got the square, a little bit rectangular, actually. They seem to be a little bit taller than they are wider, faceted. And all of them are prong sets. You got the bezel set, clear stones, and then the prong set, purple stones. It is not marked, so it is just yellow metal, gold tone. It is not going to be gold, but it's got a nice clasp to it. And you can see it's open in the back. So some really nice refraction going on here with the purple. Thank you, Gina, for starting us at 12. And in addition to that one, you get this one. So this one is kind of more of a floral branch motif. And depending on how you look at it, I did specifically pair these together because this kind of is looking very gold in the picture here. So that's good because I picked it specifically because it did have a gold tone to it. But in certain lights, as you looked at it, it also has a little bit of a white metal tone to it as well. So it looks like some of it has white metal and some of it has been washed with a vermeil with the gold coloring. So just keep that in mind. It's very pale. It's very delicate. Just look at the branch work done with the metal and then the purple stones, and all the stones are prong set. It has the safety clasp on the back. And this one, unlike the other, these are solid in the back. Neither one of them are signed. So again, just gold tone, but just some really, really nice detail. If I were to list this or put this in my booth, I'd sell this one for probably more than $12 by itself. But you're getting both. I see Gina has us up at 16, and I'm going to go ahead and start counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Now you get to look at the top of my head while I look down and wait for my countdown. And I see the hand just went up. 2, and we've got to stop. Oh, wait, stop. There we go.
Yeah.
I thought I typed it and then I missed the send button. So,
yeah, there it is.
My fingers are too fat for my phone. It looks like Jenny Mack snuck in right at the very end. So she gets the purple set of jewelry for 26.
Okie doke.
Thanks so much, Jenny.
Okay, we're doing very well. How about we skip the intermission and keep it going?
Sounds good to me.
Only just a couple minutes after 9 o'clock. I think we're doing very well. We've got 289 folks. Give us a thumbs up if you get a chance. Tina, I'm going to assume it's a no on the mugs. I was watching but didn't see anything from you. You still have a chance, Tina, if you wanted any of those mugs. Let me, if you've moved off somewhere, don't worry about it. But if you did want any, just throw that in there. And any of our moderators, I know I saw some of the moderators jump in. I think we have my Texas friend, my Niagara Falls friend, and my Massachusetts friend here tonight helping out. Tina wants 2 mugs. Okay, Tina, I've got it. Thank you. And I apologize if you did say that and I missed it. Okay, very good. Thank you. So 2 of the diner mugs to Tina, and we'll go on to what's coming up next. Oh, no apologies. You're fine. Look what I've got. $30, Patrick.
Okay.
$30. You're going to get 2 strings, not 1 string, but 2. What kind of strings?
No strings attached.
Very funny. Let's go back to the camping days in the 1950s and 60s and 70s, or your grandparents' back porch.
Do we have to?
We have to. I did not pull these off of my front porch. They're still there, but I've got another set. They're going to make noise. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
This is the real thing. $30. That's the real thing. Woo, I'll tell you what. So we're going back. Who remembers? Let's stop. Let me just show you what I've got here. 2 strings of them. Now, they include...
Jenny starting you at 30. Is this for
start...
each string, or do you get both strings?
Both strings. Both of them. Each string... Well, they're connected at the moment. You know the way Christmas lights are. You can plug the 2 ends together. So I know they say male and female. That's a little, but you know what I meant by that. Where's the, anyway, there are exactly 14, there are 7 lanterns on each string for a total of 14. 2 times 7 is 14. I didn't measure these, but it'll string out and it'll string around a porch or a trailer or whatever. Oh, these are so much fun. That is summertime, isn't it? Do you have memories, Patrick?
Oh, the minute you, well, heck, you could have not even shown them. I probably would have recognized that sound. We were the camping family in the 70s, and so we always hauled that stuff. You had to decorate the awning, and yep, you always had those lights, and they were unbreakable.
You can't break them. You know, the funny thing is, I plugged both of these in. Every single light bulb lights.
That's fantastic. Eugene has you up to 35.
Now, that's no guarantee that when I ship, I'm not taking these light bulbs out. But when I ship them, they may rattle and a filament might break. And but these are, you know, the little Christmas tree light bulbs. So
yeah, they're still around.
These are the easiest things. And if I'm old enough to remember these, so is about 90% of my audience, because we're a lot in the same age group. But those are the light bulbs. You can put any kind of light bulbs you want. I have these out on my front porch, and in the summertime, man, I just sit out there and I turn those lights on, and I can't tell you how many people walk by the street and they want to come up and talk to me, and oh, look at that. Look at the old porch lights. There's that little underwriter's tag. It says indoor, outdoor. I'd use these indoor if I were you, but there they are. Questions, comments? I love it.
Everybody remembers them. You're up to $35, the Gene Justice.
Didn't you put those up on the porch at your bungalow? They're still up, Bonnie. I'm not taking mine down. I found another set to sell. Yes. So anyway, you can't believe I'm selling them. I don't need any more. I've already got my porch all decorated. And you may say, I don't have a porch. Hang them up in your bedroom, in your kitchen. The neighbors may think you're crazy, but look, if it makes you feel like warm old times, put them in your bathroom.
How can you not smile when you look at those? Just put you in a good mood.
Kool-Aid and corn on the cob and cousins running around and mosquitoes and the smell of citronella candles. 10, 9. No, I'm not selling the ones from my porch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Now,
Right. Watching for the delay.
Get up there.
We've got the hands up. 5, 4. Oh, Jenny's really wanting these. 2, 1, stop. All right. Well, Jenny secured them, but did she top her own bid?
If she topped her own bid, give her the
No,
lowest.
she did not. I thought she did. She did not. Eugene had it at 35, and Jenny came in to own the town. She's taking them for 80. Yeah, like Tina said, Jenny said mine.
Oh, Jenny, where are you going to put them? You know what? Can you put a price on memory on what
She's at 60s downstairs, so she must be finishing her basement.
Oh, you're going to have a downstairs 60s bet. Oh, that's fantastic. Jenny, thank you. She what? That's fantastic. Well, congratulations to you, and thank you.
Congratulations, Jenny. I hope you enjoy those. You'll have to share pictures. Make sure we see what you're doing with them.
Yeah, I'd love that. All right, Patrick, we're back to you now. Thanks everybody
All right.
bids on those.
The next one, we're starting just a $5 start. It was an easy thing to pack. And if you know anybody who's into aviation and is maybe even a pilot, you've got a vintage pilot log. And this is a used log. It has the leatherette, the type of binder cover, the spine. It was a bound book. And when you open it up, it says the pilot log, it says itself is copyrighted 1943. So this was a printed pilot log. And this log itself was owned by Clifford Harkins of Denver, Colorado, with a phone number. And he dated it May 1st, 1944. So this is wartime era. But Denver, Colorado, I don't think was like super into the war. But what this ends up doing is it's a used log. So on June 1st, no, that can't be June. No, May 2nd, 1944, make of aircraft. He must have had a Cub J3. I do not know my airplanes, but I think Cub is a type of airplane. The certificate number, the make of the engine, from Missoula to local. So he was flying from Missoula to local a lot. Now, Missoula, that's Montana, if I remember right. And so there's a couple things in here I will admittedly don't know. There's remarks and inspectors. So there's a signature that's coming across here. So those numbers must mean something. But then as you jump to the next page, it says horsepower classification, 080, and then it just says 1 and 0 on all of those as student. So this, I guess, is a time log. Daily time, total time was 1 hour, I guess. So I don't know if this was to maintain certification, if this is something that you normally do. And there are multiple pages all filled in like that. So this was for April. This is moving into 1948. He moved to a LUS 8A. So he's a slightly different plane. It isn't a Cub plane anymore. And that was from Sky Ranch to local. And then still some more in 48, some more in 48, all the LUS 8A. See if he changes planes again. And so then, and it stops about 10, 12 pages in, and then the rest is empty. So, so if you give it as a gift, somebody would be able to fill in the rest and actually use it as their own pilot log. So I've got a couple people. This is, I will admit, way more popular than I thought it would be. So thanks. It was a fun pickup, and I'm super happy that people have an idea of how they can use it and give it as a gift or whatever it ends up being. And it looks like Donna B currently has it at $60, and we're going to start counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. I lost my feed here, so I got to really quick bring this back up. Okay, I see my countdown. And stop. All right. That left me with Donna B at $60. Thank you so much, Donna.
Yay. Wonderful, wonderful. Okie doke. Sorry there. Let's bring it back in. Okay. What am I going to do with this thing? $20 is where we'll start here. It's made
That's in there.
Solid oak. Yep. Now, a lot of times this would be hung by the front door, and there would be a comb and a lint brush and some other type of brush. Like, you hang it anywhere you want. It is made of solid oak. We have 3 hooks and a beveled mirror. At the top, it cracked and split from age and was re-glued. Oh, you can see the stuff all over the floor when I have that.
Count the mugs that you have.
I know. And look, you can see my little portable heater thing over there. Oh, I'm glad I don't have any dirty underwear on the floor. which I don't, but there it is. And it's wonderful. This might be made in England. I'm not sure about that. I see these in a lot of times when I'm watching shows on TV in England. A lot of these and oak remained more popular in England longer than it did here in the U.S. But I don't know that for sure. The back has nothing on it. You can take that mirror out if you want. I don't know why you would, but there it is. A little beveled mirror there and 3 hooks. Kind of a shield design. And
Love that shape.
It stands 12, 13, 14, 15, about 15 inches tall. It's about 15 inches. So get creative. You don't have to put it by your front door. $20 is what we're looking for a start on that. And it's nice, solid oak wood. And I didn't see any bids come in on that, so we'll give it another second.
All right, elderly poodle starting out at 30.
I will count this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
Amelia said she sees them as shaving mirrors, and that's the vibe I was getting from it too. Oh, let me pay attention to your countdown here. And stop.
Stop.
All right, elderly poodle takes it at 30.
I'm running out of spaces. And I think Poodle initially was a pass on the mugs, so we don't have to ask about the mugs again, but that goes to Poodle for 30. Okie doke. Thank you. And I appreciate that. So we'll bring Patrick back now. Thank you, elderly poodle.
All right. So this next one is also $8, is an $8 start. And this is also one of the items I picked up here on my trip. So I knew I was coming to the sale tonight and I wanted to have something new and exciting. And this is it. It is the canapé maker, or neck a canapé, because it was also Canadian. Now, it was made in Taiwan, and that's really the only indication of its age. On the back, you get the instructions of how to use these, and you can see they are little cylinders that you can use like cookie cutters to fill up the little tower. And then once you've filled it with bread or cheese or whatever you're using to make in the canapé shapes, you can then put them on crackers, salami, whatever, to make your own little toppers. And what shapes are you making, you may ask? Well, it's poker night somewhere, and you can do the suits of cards as canapés. So you can make your own little hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades. Each of them has its own color. So you got pink, blue, orange, and yellow. It is not new old stock. It doesn't look like all of them have been opened that I could tell, but this one has split out. So this is what you get. And then let's see, one of these sides opens. And you can see there's a little bevel on the edge of this one. So that would be the one that you would be cutting into the bread or the cheese. And you fill this up. And then once it's filled up, you would push it back down to lay onto your sandwiches. So yep, bridge club, poker night, whatever you want to have your own little 1950s blast from the past. You too can live the what was that one movie? The black and white movie that turns color with Reese Witherspoon and Spider-Man. I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, yeah, nice old-fashioned living. your own little set of canapé makers. I thought those were kind of fun. I'm not seeing any takers on this, so this is something I will have to haul back, and I'll probably just put it in my booth because I think this is a fun item. Pleasantville, that's it. Thanks, Joan. I love that movie, but I haven't seen it in a while. Pleasantville. Live your own Pleasantville memories. Anyway, it doesn't look like I got any takers, so I'm going to stop it in the chat and pass it over to you, Scott, if you are ready.
I am ready. Let's see. What do I want to do? Let's go back to 1929. We know what happened in October of 1929. Let's see here. And if you watched my preview, you know what's coming up. We will start at, because we're going back to 1929, we're going to see if we can get an opening bid of 29, because you get all 10. And I did a little digging around on the internet, and apparently these did come in a set of 10. And I've got all 10 with the dust.
KP's here for a reason. She's putting you in at 50.
They are cream and green. And this is, I have to turn them my way to see it. This is the World's Essential Knowledge Pocket Library. Funk and Who?
Funk and Wagnall?
Yes!
Put it in your Funk and Wagnall.
Funk and Wagnall. I want to put on my boogie shoes and do some Funk and Wagnall tonight.
All right, we're going to steal a little to the side because Jenny Mack is still here. Jenny Mack and I went to the college that graduated Funk and Wagnall.
What do you
Funk
mean?
and Wagnall graduated from Wittenberg University, or Wittenberg College back in the days. They are our claim to fame. Funk and Wagnall were real people, and they graduated from where Jenny and I went to school.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hey, look, they're all dated.
KP's got you up to 151. Ooh, there's a little fight going on. Kathy Day wants them for 200.
Well, they're all dated 1929, and wait till you see these dust jackets. Let me put them down. It looks like they're glued together. They're not. I guess I should tell you that what you get: 2 volumes of history, science, philosophy, literature, and business. I'm kind of mad they left music out, like I don't know why that's not in there, but it's volumes 1 through 10 completely.
So what does this top of the spine say? It's the collection of what? What was the top of the spine?
The World's Essential Knowledge.
Okay.
And this is obviously before the crash of the stock market, because they're dated 1929 and the stock market crashed in October of 1929.
That cover is everything. That art is so cool.
Every single one of these has its dust jacket. We didn't have art like that in this country before 1925, but that's what makes it to me, are those deco dust jackets. And the actual books themselves are just that, boring cloth, It's
He's got you up to 239.
It's the jackets. I'll put the jackets, I'll close the jackets, and I'll let you see. I don't know if that's showing up on the screen.
Yeah.
The
Little fuzzy. We can see copyright 1929 by Funk and Wagnall's company.
Little fuzzy, yeah, 1929. So all of the 10 volumes in this set those dust jackets are in the same condition.
So, Cat 60 just said this set is pristine looking, and it really is. Those are amazing shape.
Whoever bought these, they've been on a shelf for almost 100 years. Isn't that something? We're coming up on 100 years of the crash of the stock market. So I'll count these down unless there are any questions. They're clean.
And thank you, PA Buzzard. I did not see that. So Kathy Day topped her own bid. So technically she's still the high bid at 200, but she's protecting herself at 239.
That's the top. That side, that side, that side. And I'll count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. That 10 is still echoing.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
All right, let's see if anyone's going to try and take them away from her. I'm watching for the lag.
I had some mini books once before, and some folks were just
thrilled. Can I see it? Okay, there's activity, but I'm watching the countdown. Okay, there's a stop. Let me refresh. This is exciting.
I think I'm
feel like I'm at Sotheby's.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Jenny Mack walks away with them. Last minute jump, 279.
Jenny, thank you. If you're doing a 1960s basement, you must also have a deco room somewhere, or do you just like mini books?
She's eclectic.
You are, but thank you everyone who placed bids on those and showed interest in those. And Jenny, congratulations. I'm delighted, and I'm also thrilled.
You're gonna look great, Jenny. Congrats. All right, now I'm just like everyone's, smoking a cigarette after watching that. So we are now going to go to something far more mundane with an $8 start, and we are going back to 1960. So we're still going to do a pure time, but we have a Lionel train catalog, copyrighted 1960.
Ooh.
So you've got, again, anybody that collects trains, anybody wants to relive their childhood, you've got the 2-digit zip code in there, so it's before 1963, but it's got a copyright right on the inside cover saying that this is 1960, the Lionel Corporation. This is their actual catalog. So in 1960, you could have gotten the Pace Setter at a thrifty $19.95. So I'm going to see if I can hold this up. You can see there's a little bit of a split on the cover, so I don't want to make it any worse, but look at just the artwork on some of this. Isn't this fantastic? I mean, this would be one of those cases you could be like the Shakespeare museum in DC, where each day they just turn a different page in the box so that people can come in and visit and see all of the cool things that Lionel was selling in the heyday of 1960. All of these 2-page spreads, and you can see what they cost. I mean, 1960, that thing cost $60. That's a lot.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't pull out the inflation index, but these were not cheap because they're well made, and a lot of them still exist today. I was like randomly opening these to random pages. So this is the Great Northern. This is an O gauge. And that, I actually think that is nope, that is not the centerfold. Let me see if I can find the centerfold, because that'll be the easiest one if you do want to frame. The majestic Berkshire with a caravan of operating cars is the centerfold. So check out that art. This is going to make any adult smile, because we all remember this stuff. Even if we weren't around in 1960, we remembered versions of these things. Nice thick catalog. It's got 56 pages. So you've got all kinds of art, and they're all full color illustrations going through some track layouts, great images of the little pieces that you could get, the little ancillary pieces, the train crossings and all that. I see some bids coming in. I want to make sure we're sensitive on time, so I'm going to start counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Now I'm going to look down so I can watch for my countdown. And came in at 22.
Right. I think
My hand just went up, and I'm watching for the count, and we are stop. Okay. So the Lionel catalog goes to Anne Hinrichs. I think you might be new to me, Anne. So if you could send me an email at the email address, I will make sure to get that to you for $22. Oh, what you got?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to get the 1920 election results from KDKA in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Wait a minute. Cox and Roosevelt are running ahead. Wait, who's winning? Herbert Hoover, not Hoover. He was the secretary of. Wait a minute. Oh, I think I stumbled onto Russ Columbo. Where the blue of the gold meets the something of the day. Yes, I know Bing Crosby sang that, but so did Russ Columbo.
You're being compared to Radar from MASH, and I see it. I see it exactly. That's absolutely what I think too.
Well, $65 is where we'll start, and you're going to go all the way back to about 1923. We're going back into the early days of radio on this. Let me talk about it for a minute, but I got to get these things off my head. Hold on. Not only do you get the radio, but you also, ouch. You also, I'm sorry if I was shouting. I couldn't hear myself. Also get these. Now, Patrick, you better get this right. What does WLS stand for?
Well, that is a Chicago station, and I actually don't know what it stands for.
Yes, you do. It's the tallest building in the city, or at least it was.
We do not call it Willis.
No, Sears. The Sears. What? The world.
WLS does not stand for Willis.
Oh. Well, WLS, of course, stands for World's Largest Store. And department stores were among some of the first to actually have radio stations.
I did not know that. That's fascinating.
Yes, department stores. And so...
like Jenny Mac, WLS is still around.
Wanamaker's had a department store. In fact, some of the Wanamaker history, that's where a young... Well, it might have been the Wanamakers in New York, not in Philly. David Sarnoff, with a telegraph, was sending out messages about the sinking of the Titanic. But that's before this. Let's skip all that. You get the headphones.
You got a starting bid of $65 from back in the day fines.
And you get the Crosley Model 50. Now, before you ask me if it works, and I think I told you about this earlier today, this is called a battery set, not a crystal set. It's a one-tube I didn't pronounce it right this morning because regenerative. It's hard to say that. Receiver. I'll let you see the inside. It is all complete. No little middle school kid got in here and butchered this up. This is the way it was purchased by, manufactured by Crosley. Yeah. The original tag is on the inside. It's a one-tube regenerative. I can't say that word. Regenerative. I don't know why I can't say that tonight. Receiver. But this is what's called a battery set. This was made before we figured out, or they figured out, Edwin Armstrong, how to plug it into the outlet. So you had to have batteries. So does it work? In theory, it will if you get the battery pack to operate it. And you can't just go out to a drugstore and buy flashlight batteries. But if anybody ever does want to try to power it up, I can show you where to go on the net to either get a battery eliminator or to buy batteries to power it up. These would be obsolete in just a few years, because by the time we get into 1928, we start to get sets that run off of electric current, and you just plug them in and you have one switch, turn it on, one dial for the volume and one oscillator, one rheostat for the volume and one for the tuning. But this, you could only listen to it through headphones, and you could buy this. This is not a homemade kit, and it's all original. It's not been monkeyed with. And that's what I like the best. Even the grid leak is way down on the inside of it, if you know your old radios, with an actual original vacuum tube. So really neat for display if you're into history. That's the way your grandparents...
Lisa's asking if the tubes are hard to find.
They are not hard to find. You'll pay for them. You know, they're out there. But no, this one might even, just for kicks and jollies, we'll pull that one out. That's one original old tube. And a lot of times it'll tell you when they were tested. That's an original tube from the era when this was made. And they're out there, but they're not as easy to find as they used to be, because it would be, I think people like to throw them up against a brick wall and let them break, for kicks and jollies. I would never do that. But I'll count it down if there aren't any questions, and I don't know if we have any. Patrick?
A lot of people are loving it, but no more questions.
Okay, very good. Then I won't take any more time on it. I'll count it down. It's wonderful. It's hard for us to imagine just the sound of static. Do you remember what it was like when you first went on the internet? I remember I stayed up all night. Oh, I'm chatting with somebody in Bangladesh and I don't even know what they're saying. It was exciting. What excitement. It must have been something like that in the early 20s, to be able to actually hear, and then to tune in an orchestra from Chicago or New York or Boston. 10, enough of my mouth. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I bought this out of a Philadelphia estate, an old house. Family had lived in that house for over 100 years, and I think it was purchased new, and had been in that house the entire time. And I specifically drove about 50 miles, and I was hoping that I would get there before anybody else. And it was raining that morning, and I was there and I got it.
And refreshing, because it looked like somebody came in right as I was typing stop.
Oh, wow. I used to have tube. Yeah, remember taking the tubes in and have them tested at the hardware store and such?
So it looks like you've got Crazy K snuck in at 81.
Crazy K, you got it, and you be sure to let me know. Crazy K. You can search yourself, but I can also put you onto some websites if you ever think about wanting to get a battery eliminator for it, so that you'll need a really good antenna, and you'll have to ground it as well. Just put it on a cold water pipe or something, but we'll talk. Crazy K, do you want? Thank you, darling. And if you want any of the mugs, let me know. I've got 5 of them left, and they're $6 each. So if there are any mugs that you might be interested in, you can let me know. Patrick, I'm going to turn it back to you because I took a lot of time on that.
No worries. All right. we've been making good time tonight. We've cranked
We
through
are
quite a
making
bit.
it. I think I've only got maybe one more thing.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
So this one is a $12 start. I brought 3 sets of jewelry. So this is my last set of jewelry that is available. And this one, I should have had it available for Valentine's Day, but you're getting it now. But it is a red and clear stone pair of jewelry. So again, start at $12. You get both. The first one is the bar brooch. You can see the clear rhinestones separating them with red on either end and 4 red garnet colored stones in the middle. And they are all prong set. And this one has the safety, the rollover clasp, and it has the closed back. So they're prong set, but with the silver back on the back of each of the stones.
Those are pretty.
So that is the bar version of it. And then, and that one has a silver tone to it. And then this one, you can see the clear rhinestones have the Aurora Borealis treatment to them. So they've got that rainbow glistening going to it. You can also see, as I'm trying to hold it so you can see it, the very bottom of that is moving. So it's called en tremblant, French for trembling, because it is designed to move while you're walking, or to, it initially like, oh, wait, is that broken? Nope. It is designed to do that. So that last set of stones is created separately from the rest, and it's kind of got its own little hinge. And I think, Gina, you've got a typo in there.
Yeah.
There you go. I'd love to sell them to you for that, but I don't think that's what you meant.
Oh,
so yeah,
I'm changing it, Gina. I just changed.
Yes, you're good. You're good at 12 as a start, Gina. We're all good.
There it is.
We're all friends here. So you can see the large pear-shaped one in the middle has a very large prongs holding that, completely surrounded by the Aurora Borealis clear stones. And then what's really cool is these red ones, they graduate in size. So you've got a really big circular one here, and then they get slightly smaller until you work your way down to the stem. The pin back is vertical. Again, you can see, except for that big center stone, and you can see that it's faceted on the back, so you get as much light and reflection as you can. The rest of them are solid back, metal back, aluminum backed for the individual stones. But again, that movement, which I just think is fascinating. It's really popular for insect pins, because then you get the wings that move. It's like they're fluttering their wings. So I had never seen it in this type of a treatment. I just like the fact that it does have a little bit of movement there beyond the brooch, which they're both beautiful. So one a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. And I will count it down. We got Gina in at $12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Again, you have both of them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oops, you've got to do the countdown. 2, 1, because that's what I'm watching for in my phone. So now I've got to watch for that. And looks like Gina was the only bidder. And I've got, there's my hands. 2, 1, stop. Okay. Gina gets the red and clear brooches for $12. Great pickup, Gina.
Patrick, before I forget, I want to thank you for putting in the starts and the stops. I appreciate that.
Oh, not a problem at all. I'm glad that I was really concerned about the internet here at the hotel. So as we were talking and it didn't seem like you and I were having delays, we were good. But I remember one time I did this and it was like a super bad connection, and it just made it really hard to do starts and stops. So totally on board doing them tonight.
It looks like it's doing very well.
Yeah.
Where you are. Okay. Next up, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 American Home magazines, all from the 1930s, and it's $25 where we'll start. All 5 of them. They're in decent condition, not perfect, because again, we're talking about magazines, but nothing's missing. You've got front covers and back covers. I'm not going to flip through these. I'm going to tell you the year and the month and let you see the covers. And the only one that has there's only one where the front cover is partially lifting off of it, but the rest of them, the covers are not lifting off.
AP is starting at 25.
These don't have any horrible basement moldy smell. They're clean, and I have read all of them. So I'm ready to let these go to a new owner. We have November of 1932, and these are complete. You have May of 1934. July of 1935.
Hells has you at 35.
February of 1936.
KP brings you to 36.
And October of 1938.
Tina's got you to 37.
So you have a nice representation of almost the entire decade. November of 32, May of 34, July of 35, February of 36, and October of 38. I have enjoyed these, and I have read them from cover to cover. And I want to tell you just one. I'm not going to go through them. It just takes too long. You know what's in these wonderful magazines. I'll tell you one thing that I thought was fascinating. You know those little milk glass hen on a nest?
KP's got you at 41.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We've all seen
And on nest, very popular.
the ubiquitous hen on a nest. There's a picture in here of a dining room table set for 4 or 6, and they have a salad plate or dinner plate. On top of each plate at every place setting is a milk glass hen on a nest.
Wow.
I would have never in a million years thought that anybody ever used it as some type of a serving piece. Did you ever know that, Patrick? I didn't.
No, that you'd all have your like an individual casserole or something. No, I had no idea.
Yes, and if I had said that, people would have said, "Oh, you're crazy." But there's a picture somewhere in one of these magazines of you look close. It's a black and white photo, but there is that chicken on a nest.
Serving the chicken salad.
Probably that's what was in it. And I thought, oh my goodness, I never would have thought that anybody would have ever done that with them. But it's in one of these. That's one of those little things that you just cannot get unless you get, what is it called? A first, what's it called? The first-hand reference. There's a term.
Yeah, primary reference. Primary source.
Primary reference.
Source.
You can't argue when it comes right out of the primary reference. You can't argue. But funny to me. Anyway, we'll count them. We'll count them down.
All right.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. On all 5 of them, you're going to go back into the 30s and have a wonderful time.
All right, Kathy Day jumped up. She wants them. Wait, see the countdown.
Let me get
2, 1, stop. All right, did she top herself or? Nope, KP had it at 41, and Kathy Day came in and told everyone who was boss. She's taking him at 77.
Thank you, Kathy. Kathy, I don't know if I know you. I apologize if I do and I have forgotten. If I don't, Kathy Day, there's the email address right there. Make sure you send me your real name, you know, all the stuff. And I'm so happy that I've got some moderators here that can throw that in there for me. But what's the information that's needed? So I'll let one of my moderators. And Kathy, if you already know me, forgive me. Did you want any of the mugs? I've got 5 of them left at $6 each. And you'll just let me know, Kathy. Patrick, let me take it back to you. Thank you, everyone.
I didn't want to haul them with me, but next month I will bring. I picked up at an estate sale a stack of household magazines, which I was not familiar with, and there's some great advertisements in those, so I will make sure that those are available. All right, so my next item is a $6 start. It's the only real quote unquote magazine type ephemera I brought, but it's not a magazine. It is a cookbook. It is a granite ironware cookbook from copyright 1887. So we've got true antique stuff going on here. Unfortunately, a little bit of something that's that old, got a little bit of a condition issue. Somebody decided to put tape to hold this down. So unfortunately, I have not tried to remove that. It's not super distracting, but it's over the word granite. So I'd be very concerned about losing any of the art and color on that. And then there's a little bit of loss to the corner of this thing. If you see some opening bits, so you can see it's relatively small. It's basically, small, but it's the size of an iPhone. And as you go through it, it is great vintage advertising because it is the Granite Ironware Cookbook as a 19th century book. You can see it's stapled with the cover that goes on it. St. Louis Stamping Company. Very, very delicate. So I'm going to be very careful I show this. But what I think is great about this is it shows a whole bunch of testimonials. And the testimonials are dated 1877. So,
oh, goodness.
Testimonial, University of Pennsylvania, July 10th, 1877. I have made a thorough analysis of the enamel of the granite ironware manufactured by the St. Louis Stamping Company, and I found it to be entirely free from lead, arsenic, and other metals injurious to health. Signed by the F.A. Genth Professor of Chemistry. So it's an interesting testimonial, but, people would be interested. But check that out. The illustrations of the sizes and shapes of the tea kettles that they offered. I'm not big into destroying things, but that would look fantastic framed, just like sitting in a pantry or something like that.
Oh, it would.
It is a cookbook, but it's a 19th century cookbook. There's another page of what the pots looked like, which like those long handles. This is what recipes looked like. It really wasn't until Julia Child started revolutionizing the idea of listing the ingredients in its own little section and summarizing how much you needed. This is just like a paragraph of text that says how to make all these different soups. And then you use the graniteware to put in fish, brook trout, the entire recipe. If small, fry them with salt pork. If large, boil and serve with drawn butter. Needed a cookbook for that? So shellfish, oyster patties, oyster dressing, stewed oysters, fricasseed oysters, oysters on the shell, roasted oysters, escalloped oysters, to fry oysters, and oysters. So got a whole 2 pages of to brail quail or woodcock. So, we've got some recipes that might be difficult to replicate, but you also have cornbread. Ooh, graham bread. That sounds good. Bread is like a graham cracker. I could live with that. Stewed celery. Here's another advertisement page of their kitchen goods. Just like some, again, 1887. This thing is copyrighted, and it's all still together. It's just a great little piece, pocket-sized, great condition considering its age. They sold buckets. Apple pie, celery salad. Here's an entire page of cakes. Okay, I'm not a very good cook, but that's all the rest. That's all the instruction you get for making cakes. Like 3 sentences.
What?
But if you want to do a current cake, 1 1/2 pounds of flour, 1 pound of sugar, 3/4 pound of butter, seven eggs, 1 gill of milk. Okay, I've never seen gill used for anything other than alcohol, so I'm actually fascinated by that in and of itself. 1/2 teaspoon of saleratus. I don't know what that is. And 1 pound of currants.
Sounds like a skin condition.
Yeah, I don't think I want that in my food. But I have an entire collection pewter measures, and they're measuring in gills. And I always thought they were only used for bars. I didn't realize that they were used for baking as well. I love that. So anyway, another one. They're bundt cakes, just pages and more. So you got little illustrations as you go through. Toilet articles. So you got the slop buckets, the pitcher and bowls, all of them. And then you get the cover illustration. That's the back. And that's the front. And I see some bids on it. So I will go ahead and count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. I will watch for my countdown. And there's my hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. There we go. And it looks like I've got Melody. Well, let me refresh. It looks like Jeffrey tried to snipe in at the very last minute, but I think you came in after the stop, Jeffrey. Sorry. All messages.
I hit.
Yep.
I think it's Melody.
Yep. Melody. Morris, you got it for 16.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Patrick. I'm going to offer one more item, then give you the floor to review anything that you still want to sell or anything that didn't sell. And then there are 4 mugs left. Now, technically, if anyone wins this lamp, they have a choice at the mugs. But if not, there was somebody here earlier named Sis something or other, and I think that's the only person who was interested in some mugs. So Sis, if you're still here, hang in there for another moment. And if there are any mugs left, I didn't see anybody. We'll go ahead and see if you wanted some. But let's see this first, and then we'll start to wrap it up. So this is a wooden lamp. It is one that would date to, oh, Sis is still here. Okay. We're going to start at $20 on this lamp. It's a beautiful wooden lamp. And it, again, these types of lamps, 1910, 1920, 1925, as late as 1930. Once you get into the 30s.
Poodle wants it for 40.
Well, I'll tell you, Poodle, it's a beautiful, beautiful wooden lamp. And it is, I'll bring it in close so you can see. That's the original finish on that lamp. I'm not a huge fan of that cord, but that's okay. I think it has been rewired, and that's fine. This works perfectly. It's 12 inches tall from its base to the top of the wooden portion, and then you've got a nice old fat boy socket. You know I love my old sockets with an old...
AP is asking if it's mahogany.
Guess what? It looks like mahogany, but I know my wood grains. And when I go under a bright light, I don't see mahogany grain. And it was typical for sometimes for lamps and things to have a mahogany finish put on it. So this is it's some type of hardwood, but it doesn't have it's not mahogany. It has a mahogany finish on it. And that was often done. If it were mahogany, I would actually see the mahogany grain in the wood. It's not cherry. Cherry would be lighter than this, and they wouldn't stain it this dark. But if I bring it up very close, yeah, those of you who really know your wood, and I do, my father taught me. I don't know how well you can see, but it's just another type of a hardwood, and it's been given this very, very dark stain to make it look like it's mahogany. And you saw that. Sometimes in furniture, the fronts would be mahogany, the sides just stained mahogany, but not mahogany wood. Yeah. So good question. I'm glad you asked, and I was going to tell you guys that anyway, so no one was misled. But look at the chain with the old, that's an old chain, and listen.
Nice.
I love that sound. It has a harp, no finial. That I don't know why it's that fat, because that would be a really that would encompass a big light bulb, but it's not a mogul. It's a regular old standard light bulb that will go in there. So if there aren't any questions, it is just it is a mahogany finish and not mahogany. It's got some felt on the bottom, and you can see where this was ripped out so that it could be, so the cord was replaced at some point. And use the shade of your choice. And if there are no questions on the lamp, it's a pretty one with its original finish. I love original finishes. Looks like a candlestick, doesn't it? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. The other thing that helps us put this in that earlier 1920s era is how dark it is. When we got into the 30s, yes, there was still furniture being made as dark as this, but dark furniture was lightening up some in the 30s. As a matter of fact, here's a little candlestick table from the 30s. You see the difference? Very early 20s, very mid 30s. Yeah. And that's just a difference in the color of wood that became popular as we got into the 1930s, or as they got into the 1930s. I wasn't there. Okay, let me know. We'll see who our winner is. And
It was Jenny Mac at 41.
Jenny Mac has it at 41. Jenny does not want any mugs. Hey, sis, guess what? How many you want? Is that okay, everybody? I think that's okay. So nobody else. Sis was the only one. Patrick,
I believe that was the only one I saw come through as a comment of wanting them.
I think so too. And if that's okay with everybody, sis, you've been hanging in there and you really wanted some. So you want any? I got 4 of them left. Let me know. We're going to give the floor to Patrick, but sis, they're $6 each. I've got 4 left, and you let me know if you want any. Patrick, the floor is yours.
All right. So I'm just really quick as a summary. If anyone wants me to run, these were the cabinet cards that did not sell, the Japanese silk scarf did not sell, and the canopy maker. So yeah, there are no takers on those. I just had one other item that I had brought, so I'm going to go ahead and run the item, and this was a $12 start. And what this is, and this is very specific. So these were originally designed to go to eBay, but they were sitting there. They're all put together. It was really easy to just pack into my briefcase and bring them to this. So we're going to see what happens here. $12 start. And what these are is, what did driver's licenses look like in the 30s? So we've got the state of Indiana driver's license collection of Paul Osborne from Evansville, Indiana. So we've got 1938, 1937. This one was 1934. And it even that one came in this little nifty gas Linco oil cover. So like the Linco Oil Company gave you these to keep, how to turn on your turn signal, old fashioned car, the 1930s, for safety, form the habit of always signaling, right turn, left turn, stop or slow down. You can see there was no flashing light. It was how to use your arm, just like a bicycle would have to do. And it was designed specifically with the window so you could slide the license into the little holder, and the name would still show in the little window. So you get all 4 of them for $12. It's kind of like a little time capsule of, put it upside down, but a little time capsule of 4 individual driver's licenses, all from Indiana, all from Paul Osborne. So if you're an Indiana fan, or you know somebody from Indiana and you want to celebrate the 30s, This is what you got. I don't see any takers on that. I don't see anyone asking to rerun any of the items that I showed before. So that will stop. That'll finish me off for the evening. So I appreciate you bringing me on, Scott. Did you have anything? I think you sold everything. Did you have anything you still needed to show?
I have, no, not really. I think we'll call it quits because it is after 10 o'clock. I'll bring myself back. I would say, Jenny, that was kind of you, and thank you. The lamp will be sent to Poodle. And Sis, those final 4 mugs are yours. Sis, I don't know if I know you, so if you will go ahead and send your all the information that's needed.
There you are.
There you are.
I'm doing a ventriloquist act.
Well, interpretive dance. I don't know.
I don't remember if you had marked down Kathy Day.
I did. Kathy Day has 1 mug. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all 11 of them. Yep. 2 mugs to Tina Bradford, 4 to the Perrys, 1 to Kathy Day, and 4 to Sis. So Sis, if you will email me your full name, your mailing address, don't forget to let me know if you have PayPal or not. If you don't tell me that, you won't get the invoice because I'll think that I'm sending it to you, but it won't. Somebody wants to know about the scarf, Patrick. I think somebody wants. Okay, show it.
So scarf is still available. This was the one that came in the little folder as a gift item from the university in Tokyo. It was an $8 start. It is 32 by 32. I don't know which way is up. It's kind of a organic stained glass design, but it's got the blues, it's got the fleur-de-lis in the corners, and it's showing up as a magenta on the screen. It's a little bit more, I would say it's a little bit more red, maybe almost a burgundy in real life. That actually shows it pretty well. When I bring it too close, it's looking very pink, at least on my screen. Back here, it's looking a lot more of its true color. And it was never used. It was folded up across its little cardboard insert and was probably used as a mailing gift or something like that. So yeah, if you'd like it at this point, I'll go ahead and count it down really quick. Justine, you're perfectly right and going to bid it. $10 is where we're at. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'll watch my stop. And yes, it is silk. And I lost. I'm falling behind. No, wait, here we go. Stop. Okay. Justine, you get it for $10. So I don't, your name does look familiar, but you said you're new there. So send me an email with your mailing information. It's very lightweight, so shipping will not be expensive, but I do need to add the shipping cost to where I'm going to ship it. And again, this is a reminder for everyone. I mentioned it at the beginning. I'm in such a Spartan background. I am traveling right now. I'm in a hotel. I will not likely be invoicing and definitely not shipping until I get back. So invoicing probably this weekend and trying to be shipping out everything on Monday. So I apologize for that delay, but that's the way it played itself out. So thank you for asking about this scarf and picking that up, Justine.
Round of applause. We had some new folks here. And you know what? Let's give anybody who's brand new tonight, all you old heads, hold on for a minute. And that's a term of endearment, old head. Don't get upset. Old timers, hold on for a minute. Who else was new tonight? We want to just acknowledge the folks that are new. And I know we probably have some new folks that are watching at home, and you're not on any devices. We have a round of applause for you too. I know a lot of times I watch sales and I don't say anything. It's fun to go down memory lane and see all of these wonderful items from times long ago.
What was the children's show where the hostess was like, and I see Scott and I see Patrick? What was that one?
Oh, Romper Room.
Was it Romper Room? Okay. So I see Justine.
Yeah.
I see Joan.
Yeah, yes, thank you. Well, I highlighted a couple I was able to see. I haven't bought in a long time until tonight's mugs. Okay, you might want to just send your stuff anyways. I keep everything. I have to search. I do a search through email to find folks, but
Sometimes if the name doesn't match, that's the biggest hurdle. Is somebody gets a really creative YouTube name, and I'm like, wait, I don't know their real name, so I can't find their information.
I've done that before. Sometimes even with people that I know, it's funny. You go back to search and you just can't find them, and you go, eh. So if I'll say this, I'll do my invoices tomorrow morning. If by the time you get home tomorrow night from work and you have dinner and you do the dishes and you watch Jeopardy or whatever, if you haven't gotten an invoice from me by tomorrow night, that means I'm having trouble getting a hold of you. So then just write back to me and we'll get connected. Because sometimes we all do it. You hit enter, but you hit shift instead, and you close your laptop and you think, oh, goody. And you don't hear anything. Stuff happens. Patrick, safety as you travel.
Thank you much, sir. Appreciate you having me. I'm glad I could still participate. I know I had to call off last week or last month because I was traveling. So I really made sure that when I scheduled this, I'm like, no, I need to be in a hotel by 8 p.m. Eastern so that I can participate in the sale. Did not want to leave you hanging again, but I'm sure David took care of you last month. And when's your next sale? When's your next sale with David?
Well, my next sale is the first of the month, and the next sale with David would be the second Monday of the month.
Second Monday. And then I will be back with you hopefully on the fourth Monday.
Someone asked me about the eBay store. It's Scott's old curiosity shop. And if you look at any of my videos, not this, but I always put a link to the store right underneath all of the videos, and you can just click on it. So you can find it that way. If you just click on some random video, you'll see a link to the eBay store. There's not a tremendous amount in it right now. I usually put 5 or 10 items in, and then a few days later put another 5 or 10. So it's not a store of 800 items, but I'll put things in there and let them sell and then put a few more in there. So thank you for asking about that. I appreciate it. Anything else, Patrick, you want to throw out there?
No, I'm trying to reactivate my YouTube channel and eBay store. I did put some stuff in there before I traveled, and then I had to put my store on vacation mode because I can't ship anything. If you go to my YouTube channel, Trusty Huckster Mercantile, in the header at the top is the link to my eBay store. But it is Trusty Huckster Mercantile, and you can also find me on my link tree, which is TH Mercantile. But if you go to my YouTube, that's the easiest. You can just hyperlink to all of that. But thank you for asking. So yes, there is stuff in there. It tends to be specialty stuff. A lot of ephemera is in there right now, but I do have some breakable things in there as well. And it's one of those. I do have a retail antique booth in Geneva, Illinois, also. So some things end up there. So it's kind of like rotating what ends up here. I will be doing a live sale next week on my channel. I haven't hosted a live sale in a long time. So next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, will be on my channel with Beth from Carolina Princess Sweet Treats and Pretties. So we will have a live sale going between her and me, and that'll be the first one I've hosted in months. So trying to get back into the swing of things and putting some content out, and not quite as successful and industrious as you are, Scott, but I still want to have fun.
It is fun. And thank you for that update. I know that I always enjoy when I see your videos pop up. Thank you so much.
And thank you to everybody who's joining. Sorry, we did run past the top of the hour. So thanks for those of you who stuck around with us. Hey, appreciate you all being here. Bye, everybody.
That's it. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Good night, all.